Move motion 38, standing in my name on the order paper, that this House condemns the intolerant views of the Association for Reformed Political Action, also known as ARPA, including its harmful discrimination against transgender people, its belief that homosexuality is immoral, and its explicit policy goal of restricting abortion access in British Columbia. Madam Chair, British Columbia is a place where we respect rights equally, regardless of gender identity or sexual orientation, and where we respect a woman's right to make their own reproductive choices. In fact, the issue of a woman's right to choose was settled long ago, so I thought, and that right universally respected in BC. In fact, since 2005, this country has enshrined protections for gender identity and expression in our human rights laws. But because of the actions of the BC Conservative Caucus, this progress must be defended. And that's why members of the public and members of this House, including myself, were shocked when the member for Chilliwack North brought an organization to this building actively promoting that, quote, homosexuality is immoral and morally wrong. That's from ARPA's own executive director, from their own material that they brought to the legislature. They also believe that, quote, homosexuality and transgenderism are disordered. They are an organization that wants to end the federal ban on the documented harmful and sinister practice of conversion therapy. And they are actively lobbying MLAs in this building to restrict abortion access for women. I find it astounding, shocking, and hurtful that these issues are being brought back into this building by the opposition and are even a matter of debate. The member for Chilliwack North, who hosted the organization in April, had many of her colleagues join her in welcoming ARPA to the legislature, including the leader of the opposition. At the event, the member said, quote, what ARPA has done is given a voice to the ills of society that are so harmful to many. Many of their stances align with our common sense approach as the Conservative Party of BC, end quote. Is ending a woman's right to choose common sense? Is putting queer kids in school at risk common sense? And dictating who someone can love common sense? While the member for Chilliwack North and some in the opposition are trying to bring these hateful and harmful issues back, I know there are those that do not share their views. That's why I believe this motion is so important to bring forward. These hateful views have been brought back for debate by the opposition, and so the question must be asked. Do the individual members condemn harmful discrimination against transgender people and the belief that homosexuality is immoral? Does each member condemn the policy goal of stopping a woman from making their own reproductive choices? Madam Chair, it is shocking that this is even coming back for debate. Let me be absolutely clear. I support my friends, my family, and community, no matter who they love. That's their choice, and I support all the members of the trans community. And I can't believe in this day and age, I have to say, I respect a woman's right to choose and put that on the record. But the member for Chilliwack North and some of her colleagues are trying to bring that debate back too. These issues shouldn't be a matter of opinion. Human rights should not be up for debate. I met a young woman who told me she was out with her girlfriend for a night out on the town, of course minding her own business, and she got yelled at and intimidated by a group of people on the street. Why? Because she was holding her partner's hand. That meant that their safety was at risk. That was heartbreaking to hear, but sadly stories like this happen all the time. For some reason, some people just can't let others live the way that they want. And that's who ARPA is, and the people who support them are. They're the harassers in that story. The things that they stand for are about not letting people be who they are, not letting them love who they love, and not letting them make the choices for themselves. I wish I was there that night to stand with that young woman and her partner. And so I'd like to say something directly to everyone out there who is affected by these hateful views, every member of the trans community, every person who loves whoever they love, no matter the gender, and every woman trying to make a difficult choice on whether to have a child or not. I'm with you, and the members of my caucus are with you. When hate and intolerance surfaces, we will speak out against it. I would hope every member of this House will do the same. And so I hope you will all join me in supporting this motion to condemn hate, condemn discrimination, and condemn restricting a woman's right to choose.
Thank you, member.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to take a moment to share how deeply grateful I am to the members on the opposite side who stood up and showed support, and many of my friends and colleagues over here and on the screen for standing up against homophobia, transphobia, and protecting a woman's right to choose. The opposition has said time and time again that they have the right to vote as they want, and I sincerely hope that today they will do just that. Standing up for people's rights and tackling the problems that people are facing aren't mutually exclusive. Every MLA should be able to do both. We can call out homophobia and protect choice at the same time while we tackle housing, affordability, and improvements to the healthcare system. Suggesting we can't do both is simply an excuse, and just so that they don't have to stand up for those rights. I denounce One BC, and I hope BC Conservative MLAs don't stand with them. Remember that each one of you have a trans, gay, lesbian, and other queer members of the community in your ridings. Each one of you have many women and people who can get pregnant in your riding. Are you going to advocate for all of them, or only the select constituents that you choose? This is not a political trap. It is not political football. It is human rights, and we have to and we must defend every single day the progress we've made. Otherwise, we will go back. And we are seeing that happen in places like the States. I urge each and every one of you to please consider voting in support of this motion. We do have to condemn the people that show up here that have hateful views, that want to practice intolerance and lobby for policy changes to stop people from making decisions for themselves. That's the crux of the issue, nothing else. I love people equally. I don't stand for any discrimination of a particular group because of their views, and especially legislating that into policy. It's why the Canadian Charter of Rights changed in 2005, and human rights were enshrined into policy. That's the reason. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now we will go to the vote. And you've heard the question. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. Nay. The motion is carried. Division. And division has been called. So pursuant to Standing Order 25, the division is deferred until 6 p.m. today.